my dear students, welcome back to my class. This is the second part of the topic transfer of heat, which has been of course taken by the chapter Heat of class 7. Here we will talk about the process of convection in detail. Let us first recap few of the concepts which we have already studied in the previous video of transfer of heat. That is, the heat gets transferred from high temperature to low temperature always. Remember this, okay? And in solids, the transfer of heat takes place by the process of conduction. I repeat, conduction, as the molecules are closely packed and are in direct contact. Now, if you have to know more about this, you have to see the previous video of conduction. Now, as we all know that the conduction process happens in solids, then the question arises that how the heat gets transferred in fluids. Fluid is the common name given to liquids and gases. Why they are not able to transfer the heat by the process of conduction? So this is a big question, and the answer lies in their molecular arrangement. As we all know that solids are very closely packed molecules, and so they are in direct contact, while if we talk about liquids and gases, we can see that the molecules are not in direct contact. So here it is not possible to transfer the heat through the conduction process. So now let us inquire that how the transfer of heat takes place in liquids and gases. For this, we can again take the example of a class with the teacher and with the student. But this time, the students are in playground, and so they are being scattered. The teacher has the heat energy packet. Do you remember that? We have talked in the previous video also. So the heat energy packet she want to pass to each and every student. But now is it possible for the student to pass directly to each other? No. So now the teacher just gives it to the nearest student, and this nearest student will now move with this heat energy to the last one, as it has been so excited. Now the students standing in the last will now come to take the heat packet. Again, once they receive it, they will move to the last. Again, the process repeats. Can you see this process similar to the one which is here? Here also the same type of process is happening when the liquid is being heated. When it is being given the heat energy, the molecules which are near to the heat source gets excited, gets the heat energy, and they moves to the cooler end, while the one which are in the cooler part will move towards the hotter one. And this process continues till the whole liquid do not acquire the state of equilibrium. That is, all the molecules do not come on the same temperature. In this process, it's very important to understand that molecules are actually moving. There is actual movement of molecules which was not there in conduction. You remember, in conduction, the molecules just pass or just transfer the heat energy one to other without any actual movement. But in convection, the molecules will actually move from the heat source towards the cool area. and there will be sort of rotation till they do not acquire the equilibrium. Now, let us take the example given in your textbook. In this example, they have just taken the water in a round bottom flask and potassium permanganate is being placed right in the bottom. Here the role of potassium permanganate is nothing but only to demonstrate the movement of the molecules from hot to cold region and the cool molecules coming down. Here to be noted that not only the hot air but the hot water also have low density than the cooler one. So it is light in weight and it rises, while the cool water or the cool gas can be combinedly called as fluids move downwards, or sinks you can say. This process of transfer of heat by the actual movement is called as convection. Okay. Now, do you remember some of the phenomena happening in the nature in same manner? Rightly guessed. It is sea and land breeze. Here also, as we all know that the air, that is the atmosphere, gets heated up, and when it gets heated up, the light air or the low density air will rise up, and when it rises up, the cool breeze takes its place. Here also there is actual movement of molecules, and that's why we can say that these molecules or these transfer of heat also demonstrate the process of convection. Convection process can be easily seen in oceanic currents also, which you might have studied in your social science. So now it's easy for us to define the process of convection. The convection is the process of heat transfer or the transfer of heat by actual movement of particles. Here it's a very important line, actual movement of particles. Here the particles can be referred as molecules. Now these molecules will always move from hotter end to the cooler end. One more important point to be remembered here is that convection takes place in fluids, that is in liquids and gases. Why it takes place in liquids and gases? Because now we can explain that they can move freely. They are not closely packed as in the solids. So now I hope that you can take this challenge, that why the transfer of heat in solids is not possible by convection. Try this question and make yourself genius. All the best. Thank you for watching this video.